Hello, this is Jimmy Lennon Jr., and a big shout out to my friends at Valera Boxing. It's showtime.
Valera Boxing, idol, shout out.
This Saturday, February 26th, IBF World Junior Bantamweight Champion Jerwin Pretty Boy Ancajas of the Philippines will attempt to defend his title versus Fernando Daniel Pumita Martinez of Argentina on the PBC Colbert versus Garcia card at the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas, Nevada. In the US, this fight will broadcast live on Showtime. Jerwin Ancajas boasts a record of 33 wins and 1 loss with 2 draws, 22 of those wins by knockout. He's coming off a unanimous decision victory over Jonathan Rodriguez in April 2021 in Uncasville, Connecticut. Fernando Martinez has a record of 13 wins and no losses, 8 of those wins by knockout. Martinez is coming off a 4th round TKO victory over Gonzalo Garcia Duran back in August last year in Dubai. This will be Martinez's first fight in the US. Magandang araw mga idol at mga kaibigan lalo na sa Pilipinas. I'm Chris from Valera Boxing, and I'm joined by Carlo, Philip, and Monty. Carlo, Philip, Monty, welcome. Kumusta kayo?
Ora.
Jerwin Ancajas is looking to make his 10th defense of his IBF world title. Of course, that 10th attempt was supposed to come against Kazuto Ioka in a unification bout in Japan on New Year's Eve. Now we have a tale of 2 careers. Both Ancajas and Martinez are 30 years old. Ancajas, the champion since 2016, is boxing's 2nd longest reigning champion behind only Thailand's Tamanun Niemtrong, the WBA minimum weight super champion. Meanwhile, the undefeated Martinez had his first pro fight in 2017 and now gets a crack at a world title. He has fought mostly in Argentina. Jerwin's not looking ahead in Ioka later in the year, and neither are we. This has potential for a lot of action. Bill, what are your thoughts for this fight on Saturday?
I think it's a classic case of experience versus the newcomer. Jerwin Ancajas has a pretty big record of 34 fights, I believe. Fernando Martinez only has 13. That big gap in experience is going to make Jerwin Ancajas pretty much breeze through this competition, in my opinion. So I'm going to give it to Jerwin Ancajas easily.
Carlo, your thoughts?
I think Martinez is coming to fight. He knows Jerwin has a lot of experience. He has everything to gain in this fight. So he's gonna come hard, he's gonna come strong. As you can see in his last fight, that he's pretty much a puncher, brawler or slugger. As to Jerwin is more of a boxer puncher guy that can put combinations together. I don't think Daniel Martinez is looking to put combinations together. He's coming in there, and he's gonna come and try to get that puncher's chance on Jerwin.
Monty, thanks for joining us tonight. Tell us your thoughts for this Saturday.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to go along with Philip and Carlo. I think this is going to be an Ancajas, a Jerwin win. I don't think it's going to go the distance. I love the passion and fire and heart, of a Martinez. However, he's overly aggressive. He comes in way too open, and a smart, crafty, excellent boxer puncher like Jerwin Ancajas is going to take him apart. It's going to take him apart. One thing is, this is not Gonzalo Duran. Okay, this is someone whose punches Martinez is going to have to respect, because he ended up, if you look at that last fight, I mean, Martinez is simply walking through this guy with no resistance. Jerwin Ancajas is a different proposition, so I'm excited. It's going to be an action-packed fight, but this is an opportunity for Jerwin Ancajas to outclass and knock out this guy. So it's going to be good. Get ready.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's going to be a ton of action in this fight. You certainly have a style of Martinez who, like I said in our conversation with the German, someone who likes to come forward. He's going to come and try to brawl and try to fight and try to win that belt. You have Jerwin, he's the IBF champion of the world. His ring IQ is out of this world. He could fight in any style. Someone wants to brawl them, he'll sit there toe to toe and brawl. Actually, we saw that in his last fight with Rodriguez. Yeah. He fought a fight where he probably could have boxed a little bit more, but he decided, you know what, he wants to go toe to toe. I'm going to go toe to toe too, and he did that for most of the fight. If pressure is coming at him and he needs to counter and fight off his back foot, Jerwin can do that too. He's really dynamic. He could adjust to any style. He can make those types of adjustments, and it'll be exciting. I mean, I think Jerwin's gonna demolish this guy, but it's still gonna be pretty entertaining and really exciting.
Jerwin Ancajas, he's just world class. Like I said, that his record of 34 fights is gonna really show against Martinez. Martinez has a decent record. He's undefeated, 8 KOs, but he hasn't fought on that world stage like Ancajas has. So I don't think he's ready for that big stage yet. This is a big jump in experience. So I think that, you might have a puncher's chance, Martinez, but Ancajas is just gonna outclass him.
Yeah, I mean, good amateur. Yeah, good amateur career. And he's has a long resume in amateurs, and 2017 pro debut. I mean, at 30 years old versus the experience of Jerwin, and I would agree. So,
yeah, I don't think Jerwin will have trouble figuring out his style as soon as he sees his intentions right away. I think I think he's going to try to knock out Jerwin. What I noticed about Martinez is he doesn't put combinations together. It's more of like really wide or hard punches one at a time, uppercuts. We got to also be careful with I noticed that a lot of the times on his last fight with Duran, and when he puts his head down, Martinez likes to loop that right hand and is landing a lot in the back of the head. So, and you notice that the referee is not really giving out a lot of warnings on that. So that's probably something that we got to watch out for. Jerwin, I mean. So he's coming in there hard, fast, strong punches. But I don't think Jerwin is going to have trouble adjusting to that type of style. He's a puncher's chance type of fighter, slugger, brawler, and I think Jerwin just knows what to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, even if Martinez does have that puncher's chance, one thing that we don't often talk about, because I mean, Jerwin's record is just amazing. He has an amazing chin. He could take a lot of punishment if he fights that type of fight. His chin is underrated. It's only underrated because a lot of people don't talk about it, but it's not good to take damage. But if Jerwin needs to scrap and take some damage in a specific type of fight, we know he could do it.
I want to chime in there. I believe he has a very underrated and underappreciated defense, Jerwin Ancajas. His hands always stay up, and when he does, and he has decent head movement. Very surprisingly good head movement, and you're not getting a clean shot on him. The highlights look very deceptive, but a lot of those shots he's picking off with his gloves. Fundamentally sound.
Yeah, that is completely his style. He is like this all the time.
It does not leave his skull.
It does not leave his skull.
Yeah. And
he could move at the same time while doing that. While a lot of fighters who do fight like this, they're stationary. They don't move very much. He can move side to side.
That shows a lot of experience, because this weight class are mostly volume punchers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So having your hands up that much, you know, combinations are coming. It's not a surprise for them that people that they on the elite level like Jerwin that combinations are coming from other fighters. So that's why it's so, you know, I'm sure that's something that is just in him and it's programmed to keep his hands up because combinations are coming. Like I said, Martinez is going to try to find something and he, you know, to land and get lucky on. But I said Jerwin's going to be, you know, another thing that Jerwin can do is counterpunch.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's almost like, if anything, he's a complete fighter when it comes to that because he can do it all and he can think on the spot.
Yeah, in that stance, if he needs to get off first, Jerwin could get off first. If he needs to counter, he could counter. If he wants to come forward, he can come forward. He can fight off of his back foot. He has a great hook. He's a southpaw, which we all know, and that'll cause a lot of trouble for his opponent, for all of his opponents, or most of his opponents. And you know, you guys already know how what I feel about Jerwin. I think he's great.
Yeah.
Let's go out on a limb.
One of the great ones.
Who thinks he can put him down within 8 rounds? You see, let's make it interesting. Since we all agree that this guy, that Martinez, you know, is very unlikely to win, I think he's gonna stop in less than 8 rounds. I think it's gonna be such a wild show that he's going down, and I'm curious what you all think. Will it go the distance, or is someone going to sleep?
I'm gonna agree with you, Mont. I think Ancajas is gonna put him away within 8 rounds.
In 8?
Honestly,
Okay.
yeah. Just that he's gonna outclass him. Martinez has never seen anything like Ancajas, so
yeah,
he's gonna get surprised. He's gonna get caught with something, and hopefully he's gonna get put away.
I like that prediction, but you guys know me. I don't like predicting knockouts, so I think he can do it. I'm not saying he won't do it. I just personally don't like predicting knockouts.
I think Jerwin's going to win in 9 rounds. I'm sure he's a very humble guy. I don't think he's the one the type to look for a knockout, but I think in 9 rounds to do it. One thing about Jerwin is his combinations changes levels, not only going up, he also attacks the body. And he has an inside game. He can fight going backwards and hit you in the body. You can just see in his previous fight, he goes and throws combinations to the body. And these are some hard punches to the body, you know. All he needs one good placement in the body and he can end the fight.
He can rip.
He can rip. He can sit on it and rip. He can take a punch. He can still rip with it. So 9 rounds is my prediction. Anything less is a bonus, you know. So let's go, Jerwin.
So let's shift gears here then. Let's talk about Fernando Martinez's keys to victory and what he needs to do to become the new IBF World Junior Bantamweight Champion. Start with you, Monty.
Yeah, well, he's got to earn Jerwin's respect early on. And he has to overcome what I think the shock he's going to face, because he, like Philip said, he's never seen anybody like a Jerwin Ancajas, and he's going to go through a little bit of shock for him to win, for him to have any chance. He has to overcome that initial shock that he's fighting a person who is not scared of him and who actually is an outstanding counterpuncher. If he can overcome that, then he can maintain that puncher's chance. And through that, he could possibly win. If Ancajas has an off night, all the best fighters have them.
Monty, Martinez is promoted and mentored by one of your favorite fighters, Chino Maidana. And we've seen, I mean, obviously his 2 fights with Floyd, those were really entertaining. What do you think he could learn from Chino's style that could help him overcome this great challenge against Jerwin Ancajas?
Yeah, what he can learn is to take this to another level physically. You know, to get inside Jerwin's chest, to maintain constant physical pressure like a Chino Maidana. And yeah, that like Carlos said, he has that looping overhand right. It's not quite the little hammer punch of Chino Maidana, but it packs a wallop. And if he maintains that kind of relentless pit bull aggression, he could potentially squeak out something. Like I said, the best fighters have off nights. But the main legacy of Chino Maidana is to stay on point, stay on pressure. But this is something Jerwin's seen before. So I'm curious if we could pose a question. Could there be a letdown? He is so heavily favored, and we're all singing his praises. What does a good victory look like? Because if it goes the distance, can we just say that's kind of a letdown? If we're looking, what's the big picture here? Is he has to win stunningly? Because
he went the distance. He went the distance last fight.
That guy had a hell of a chin.
Yeah, I mean,
Holy cow!
Jerwin rocked that guy plenty of times. I mean, they were rocking each other. They both have incredible chins, but Rodriguez ate a lot of good shots from Jerwin. It's pretty incredible, actually.
His defense is better, though.
His defense was better.
I was surprised. Yeah, he could move this. Yeah, at least Rodriguez had some decent, solid fundamental defense. Martinez, he just
he just comes forward. Martinez, he's gonna get put in a blender, and he's gonna get chopped up by Ancajas' vicious body punching, and especially that right hook. I feel like that's the punch that's gonna sleep Martinez. If I had to put money on it. Just watching from Martinez's last fight and the way he won that fight, I would say he would adopt that same strategy of coming forward, throwing volume. Because if he tries to box with Ancajas has too much of a high boxing IQ to try and outbox Ancajas. So if he wants to win, he has to come forward with volume and hopefully sneak a shot in to Ancajas' chin to maybe wobble him, maybe drop him. I don't see Martinez knocking Ancajas out. Ancajas has great defense, like you guys were mentioning before. The guy has the ability. If you watched his last fight, he has a really good ability. Ancajas does to look off punches, kind of like Canelo does when a punch comes and he turns his chin at the last second. So it's really hard to find Ancajas' chin. So, yep. But he has to come forward with volume. If he tries to sit back and box with Ancajas, he's gonna get outboxed all day, all night, and it's gonna be an L for Martinez.
Carlo, what are Martinez's keys to victory in your opinion?
Lucky punch. That's about it. I mean, he's watching that fight. He didn't respect that guy. He didn't respect him. He walked him down. He probably know he couldn't hurt him, so he was really trying. Anything looping with anything close, head down, he's really trying to throw a powerful punch. I didn't see much of combinations being put together. He just really wants to hurt him, and land that one solid left hook, left uppercut, overhand right hand. Like I said, I don't think Jerwin's going to take long to figure out that those intentions from Martinez. Also piggybacking from what Monty said, fighters having off nights. I think Jerwin's off night was his last fight with Rodriguez. That went 12 rounds, even though he knocked him down a couple of times. He still got hit. He still got tagged. There's a southpaw orthodox style, and in the heat of moment with combinations being thrown, the foot placement, angles, positioning, it's all going to be too fast, even at that level, that someone's bound to get hit, and he got hit a few times. I think that's Jerwin's off night from his last fight, because that guy was tough.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
To Jonathan Rodriguez's credit, he's a tough guy.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think Jerwin really needed to scrap and go phone booth with Rodriguez. I mean, he could have boxed a bit more and not take as much damage. I mean, he still came out victorious, but I think maybe Jerwin just felt he wanted to scrap that night. He wanted to go toe-to-toe and sit in the phone booth. Not exactly to prove to anyone, but that was the style that he had that day. And like you said, maybe that was the off night. I mean, if you want to call it an off night for Jerwin, and again, that's pretty incredible to say.
But I thought I was looking at a Filipino southpaw Chavez with the way he fought against that guy. That was merciless.
His inside game where
holy cow,
his head's down, going back and forth with his hands up.
Yeah.
They were doing the Canelo Triple G, you know.
Oh, the head.
Yeah.
Head to head, right?
I'm saying. I want to see Jerwin move his head more, and we can't. Yeah. This could be quick. This could be much quicker if he moves his head more and just boxes a little bit. Because
yeah, Chris, that's exactly what I meant with that. Like the head movement wasn't as much, and that's why that's what I meant by having an off night. Is
right.
I didn't see much head movement. You know,
I would agree.
Good job pointing that out, because it was just there, and he was trading. You know, they were trading.
Yeah.
Hard.
The Eskimo kisses. This is Eskimo kiss. Yeah. Forehead. This is how we're gonna
trading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're taking damage. Let's just do it.
Yeah. Rodriguez was tough, man. So what game plan does Coach Joven Jimenez have for Jerwin Ancajas against Fernando Martinez?
Real quick, I think that the main game plan early on should be to be disciplined, be smart, be sound. Don't let the opponent's light resume, make Jerwin too eager and too open, because that's what we're saying about Martinez, that he's too open and wild as he comes in. I just really hope that we don't take and Jerwin's camp, and I know his coach won't take this fellow so lightly that it's a little sloppy coming in. I want to see, and I hope we see a tight, focused first couple of rounds, feel it out, and then hopefully open up and bring some awesome aggression, disciplined aggression.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that.
I agree. For Jerwin to be this successful all these years, let's give credit to Coach Joven. Obviously, the chemistry is there, the trust is there. What they're going to be planning on doing is one thing that never fails is they mix it up. They change the levels. They attack up the head, and they also go to the body. That's I didn't see much body coming from Martinez from his last fight. That's the difference. Is Jerwin attacks to the body. He has faith in his shots, in his power going to the body. He doesn't abandon it. So their game plan, if the game plan is attack the body as well, and it's been working all these times. Those two together are pretty much perfect for each other for this fight.
Yeah, they're a great team.
Yeah, I feel like one of the main things that was missing in Ancajas' last fight, and one of the things that kind of made the fight more even than it should have been, was the lack of Ancajas shooting his jab. Like you said in that last fight with Ancajas with Rodriguez, they traded a lot in the pocket. They stood in front of each other. They traded punches. I felt like Ancajas could have made that fight a lot easier if he just shot his jab more. He has a great jab. Nice, fast, snappy jab.
Nice jab, yeah.
Yeah, if he uses it more this fight with Martinez, it's going to be easy work. A lot easier than what his last fight looked. So if he shoots that jab more, I'd say double the percentage of jabs thrown compared to his last fight. Like I said, knockout within 8 rounds. Easy.
Let's go with predictions here. Sinawang Mananalo.
I got Jerwin.
Unanimous, Carlo? My decision?
All right, let me say that. Hold on.
I got Jerwin.
Well, I do.
All right.
Oh.
All right, Chris, say that again. Ask that again.
All right, let's go with predictions here. Sinawang Mananalo.
I got Jerwin by knockout. Like I said, within 9 rounds. I don't think Martinez has the experience enough or the IQ. Jerwin will put him out.
I think Jerwin knows exactly what's on the line. He needs and must and is destined for a unification bout. And the only way that we can be on that trajectory is if he wins in stunning fashion. And I'm predicting a knockout within 8 rounds, a stunning knockout highlight reel that'll help create that momentum we need for a unification match. They've been ducking at the top. We have to reverse this year. 2022 has to be a big year.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Monty and Carlo. I'm going with the pretty boy. 7th round knockout. There's levels to this, and Ancajas is on a whole nother level, and Martinez is about to learn.
I agree with all of you. There's levels to this. Jerwin's just on a different level and stratosphere. This is easy work. Jerwin Ancajas, and still the IBF World Junior Bantamweight Champion. Let us know who you think will win this Saturday with Jerwin Ancajas and Martinez. Leave your comments below. This Saturday, February 26th, at the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas, Jerwin, Pretty Boy Ancajas, and Fernando Daniel Pumita Martinez.
And
Let's go.
still,
Pretty boy.
yeah.
Open sports, baby.
Come on,
Open
Jerwin.
sports.
Come on. Woo!
Go victory. We're going to unify. He's coming. Watch out. Top 3. You're on notice.
Pretty boy. You can run, but you can't hide. Pretty
Forgot,
boy's
there's one
coming
more thing
for
I
you.
want to say.
Pretty boy's coming for you.